I'm going to bevel this first. You don't have to film that or anything. Then we'll show you how we wind up grinding some of this stuff off, right?
I'm going to stick around for the bevel if that's all right. We can edit it out if we don't want it.
Sure. All I've done here is just knock the sides off, the bevels off, down to the point where I'm going to grind with a 50 grit belt. It'll go thinner than that as we go along, but that just gives me a point to aim at. Now, unlike a lot of knife makers, I grind cutting edge down, and I'm grinding this grind line that I've scribbled on here with a black magic marker. Not real precise. I'm not trying to get it 100% on that particular grind. It'll come back and be trued up later as I get into the finer finishes. So we'll see if we can do a little hollow grind. Using a 3-inch wheel, if you go straight across, you get a 3-inch diameter cut. And you'll notice that I start off one way, angle this way, so that I get a different bevel. So we start off trying to grind the line first. Might be able to see a little better, just kind of right there. All right, will that help?
Is this hardened steel or is this?
No.
Okay.
This is just regular steel that comes from the mill. Now, you see it's pretty rough looking, but what I'm trying to do here is follow that grind line and not this. Now we're starting to get closer to the grind line. Now, I haven't gotten down to the point where I've ground to the cutting edge yet. All I'm trying to do is put this. Now I'll go back and start beveling this out. You do that by changing the angle. So you can angle your blade up or this way to make that happen. Now, this is pretty rough, but just to give you an idea of what's happening here. First of all, there's no fixture to hold the blade or, something to set it on, except, the front part there. But learning to grind freehand, you have control to do any kind of grind you really want to do. The machine is not dictating how you grind the blade. You are. That's the reason I've always done it this way. There's faster ways. I've seen these dual grinders with two of them together and you just pull the blade through it and you get a perfect grind on each side. But you're limited to what the machine will do rather than what you can do. So if you want to have a little creativity, learn how to grind freehand. It takes longer and it's a little more work to it, but you'll find that it pays off in the long run, I think, anyway. So anyway, we grind this down to 50 grit. It's pretty rough right now. There's some bevels there that we need to clean up. Then when you come over and do the clip side, it's basically the same thing. Again, you're just trying to match these two grind lines. Now this is real coarse, real rough, not very even. But what you're doing with this 50 grit belt is just hogging off steel that you don't want there anyway. Then you'll come back and true up those grind lines with the finer grit belts. That help?
That helps a lot.
All right.
Bill, you're a great guy. I appreciate you showing that. Hold on, hold on. We got a knife maker secret going on. What's on your finger here?
Oh, you're talking about my finger protectors. You can grind off your knuckles if you want to, but I prefer to grind off leather, so I just glue pieces of leather onto my gloves. And as they get ground away, I can replace the leather a lot better than my knuckles. So that's really the reason for that. And I think most makers use gloves. A guy named Rod Chappell, who's a pretty famous knife maker back in the 70s and 80s especially. But he told me he grinds everything barehanded. And I looked at his knuckles one time, and I believe him, because he didn't have hardly, you know, I mean, he looked like somebody had been beating him with a hammer. But I guess I'm a little, I prefer to keep my knuckles, so I use leather on my gloves. So anyway.
Thanks for that demo, Bill.
Not a problem.
Thanks for having us in your shop.
Anytime. You're most welcome.
Yeah, thanks. That's